And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Bravely Default. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And I just want to make sure I grab these things because I totally forgot. As well as I forgot while I was here, I was thinking about it and I'm like, ooh, you know what I forgot to do? Buy better armor. Duh. And so we got this kind of gear set up. Mithril armor we picked up. Got the 2 mithril rods. Went with 2 mithril daggers, even though we can use the thief knife as a stealing item. Makes more sense to just pick up the dagger. Mithril plate, because I'm more into dealing damage than really worrying about anything with regards to... wait a minute. I was having a zone out moment. As opposed... Okay, I did grab that. Okay. As opposed to doing anything major when it comes to, you know, stealing from enemies. As much as we could, if we keep investing time into the town, Norende town, we will be able to acquire more of what we need just through that than waste time picking fights over nothing. So, over what I consider to be nothing, which is to pick fights over stealing from enemies and making the game take even longer to get through. Then, you know, as many of you have... A friend of mine I mentioned to him I was doing this Let's Play. He's like, dude, that game just drags on for so long sometimes if you try to mid-max and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't like mid-maxing to begin with, but you do have to do you have to do some of it, a little bit of it in this game, unfortunately. Now we're also going to keep the current jobs that we have throughout this dungeon, and probably switch them up after. Specifically for Tiz and Adia. I would like to get Ringabel and Agnes to level 5 merchant because, to be fair, there's nothing for them to really work on. They're already level 5 white mage, black mage mix, so there's not really a reason for them to go back to those yet, because currently those job levels are fine. They're pretty far along, and it would be good to have merchants that far along right now, even though it's a class that has kind of a one-trick pony kind of thing. So, and because it's a one-trick pony, I tend to not invest a lot in that pony per se. Much like any of the jobs where you can throw money to do damage, it's like you do it at the end of the game, where you do it versus use the abilities against very specific bosses, and it's very very isolated situations where you'll want to do that. So I'm not too eager currently to just waste too much time on merchant, which is why this is a good time to do it, because once we start getting other jobs, we're really going to have to spend a lot of time on those other jobs as we get there, to where we're going to put white mage and black mage on the back burner even a bit longer, but at least everything will be caught up. And again, we're not getting the job points we were getting at the Wind Temple. We're getting just a little under what we were getting over there, and the battles are not necessarily much easier. So there's a little bit of hesitation here in the grand scheme of things as far as doing what we're doing. So that's like, we're not going to get much better than 10 job points, whereas over there we got 13, and for some of the fights. And the fights were a little easier, so you take that in stride as well. And again, you might say, why am I not having Ringabel do more attacking? That's really because of the healing factor. If I need him to heal in a round, I have him to do it. If a battle starts turning south, because in this game, a battle can turn south pretty quick. So you gotta be kind of Johnny on the spot with healing, because the enemies are gonna start throwing around status effects like confuse and whatnot. And yeah, you just don't want to get hit with confusion. You just don't. The other benefit too of, again, I'm going to talk into the job system, is most of the good skills are either really early on because you just get access to something very bluntly good, or it happens around level 4 and 5. Some of the jobs, not every job, but my memory is that a good chunk of the jobs tend to flourish more once you get them level up. And it's not that there's a bad job or anything like that. It's like many Final Fantasy games that have job systems, because this is pretty much a Final Fantasy. May as well be a Final Fantasy game. Carrying certain abilities over during certain battles and whatnot, especially like boss battles. The more versatility you have with characters and their available skills and stuff, the easier time you're going to have overall. And as tempting as it is to make, you know, one melee character, a healing support character, and an offensive magic, you know, summoning character, you can do those kinds of things. You can have those kinds of setups, and all, but I think ultimately just having those setups is not exactly what you need to have happen. You need to have very balanced. So it's good to have 2 primarily offensive physical characters and 2 casters, and then you sort out, you make sure that they kind of can do all of it to some degree. That way you always have something to fall back on. So, okay, we just finished this. I will unlock a turbo ether. Again, the items, I can't stress enough, are really the way to go. Unlocking items as much as we can. Because, yeah, just having that kind of access to stuff's pretty good. Weapons, Lubu Spear. This isn't Dynasty Warriors. Nah. Alarm Earrings, I believe, prevent surprise attacks. These are starting to get to a point now where they're going to take about an hour to do if we divide them up. We're going to go ahead and wait, I think, until that other one's done, and we'll decide what we want to do. Unlocking more special finishers is also going to be a big deal. The reason being is that we can learn better specials through those means, so we might want to take a break and do that, but a part of me is kind of like, at the same time, it's like, well, we could unlock a better spear, and that those ethers are pretty big deal. But yeah, there's definitely some food for thought about how we want to go forward. That's why I'm going to wait till we're done, because I don't know if I want to do it one way or do it another way. Again, it'll make more sense later. Okay, we can't deal with that. You know, I should probably check that other path too, just in case there's goodies there. I think there is. I could be wrong. Yeah, the butterflies are pretty nasty, as they can cause confusion, so may not bode well if we're not careful. There's a remedy. Alright, let's really quickly head back this way since we didn't check the full path. Nice. Let's keep moving. Turn that on to full speed. At this point. think we're... Let's see what's down here. Okay, that's the stairs down. Let's check that other path. Just to make sure we grab all the goodies. Because in this game, you kind of need them. To be honest, because it keeps you from having to buy them later. If you find them now, and that gives you more money to spend on gear. And again, pro tip for all the JRPG games that have job systems. You can't really... It's hard to sell gear. Because you never know when you're going to need that gear for something else down the road. So you're kind of at the mercy of the game. Wait. We got 2 stairways here. Okay. So, thinking to myself how I want to do this. I do want the turbo ether, but a part of me also wants to start working on some of this. But what is the damage here? Okay, so even these are going to take quite a bit of time to unlock. These not so much. 6 minutes for that. Probably similar to this. Again, we're going to try to get the easier stuff, then move around to some of the stuff in the back row area here. Anything that's going to take that long to learn, we can probably wait. Time to kill him like the rest. You'll notice we're not doing nearly as much damage to these as Tiz can do, strangely enough. Getting some more job points, but not at the time framing of that fight. Worth it. Being worth it. Okay, the mage shell. That fox had a couple of neat accessories too, but again, the gear is more important than those accessories. I did pick up 4 clothespins, for anybody wondering. They protect against sleep. There are going to be moments when that's going to be relevant. Currently, I don't think it's a big deal right now, but it is something to keep in mind. We kind of have to... And slowly, we've got characters starting to get almost to the next level, which puts me in kind of a conundrum. Do we fight them, get them to fight the rest of the way to that level, or do we just keep going and not worry about it and just let them level the job? Because we're going to get a pretty good amount of job points from the upcoming boss fight. The issue is that we would need to finish their current level of the job that they're on. Yeah, they're gonna definitely get it in five more fights. And then, except for Tiz, it's gonna be another 5 to get him there. So, I think we'll just go for the fight, the battle anyway. It's not like we can't grind it later. And it would be safer to go into a boss fight with pretty good job leveled characters just because. Especially to keep Tiz's two-handed ability versus sending in Idea without having that skill learned for the two-handed weaponry. Course. But it will help move our thief class along, so I can't complain too much. Again, usually a class to have good levels in is definitely going to be thief. 2 ways to go here. Echo herbs. Another drawn-out fight here. Who knows? We might actually get to switch jobs, and I won't have to worry about it at all. Me putting too much worry into what's going to happen next. Really, one more fight's gonna get him there, which is no complaint from me. So, and then if we do 2 fights, maybe 3, we'll have more than enough going forward to ensure that we can maximum output damage with Adia. There's an ether. Not again. Is there 4 of them? It's hard to tell. Yeah, there's 4 of them. Got to throw a heal out there. Hedge risk. Edge risk. Speed up 20 support ability. So yeah, getting some good skills. Definitely making Adia very, very, very fast. Now the question becomes, clearly we're going to take Adia off of Thief, even though I think a good ability is around the corner. But we're talking a lot of leveling at 250. When we could throw her on Knight and have her start working on Knight, which she actually, you know what, I thought she hadn't started it yet, but clearly she did. To equip, let's, oh, well, first of all, we need to change Tiz's job to Thief. And then let's go ahead and optimum, but we're not gonna do that, no. That's fine. That is not. We're gonna go with, again, the dagger setup. And then for the 2 of them, this is really up in the air. We can put them back on. Let's take a look here for a second. Her black mage is level 5. Her white mage is level. You know what? Yeah, we probably should. Just get them to keep working on these jobs here. We'll put her on the other stuff in a moment. Means he's going to be working on black mage. So you know, as much as I'd like to keep him working on merchant, there's not really a reason to do it right now. And this might, you know, again, everybody has their own strategies for this game, and that's fine. My strategy is to really work on the stuff that's the most important. I do think this is going to be the most important. We are going to have to change how we do our offense going forward, but oops, that is fine. Because we're going to unlock some jobs soon anyway, so... Yeah, part of me is like, and then the other part of me is like, yeah, but we got to do it. Alright, all geared up. Now we need to do an ability check here. For her two-handed. Some martial arts is still fine. So we'll leave that alone. Now theoretically, we could put two-handed on him, but I don't know. Let's see here for a minute. He's got it already equipped. So, sword, axe, spear, staff, katana. Let's see. Yeah, all he's really good at are knives, so there's no reason, I think, to invest in that skill. So we'll put something else on him for sure to try to make him more effective. Zadia has the mithril sword. That's just a C skill, so yeah. Because as a thief, it doesn't make a lot of sense. We can raise his physical defense. HP up 10%. Probably not a big benefit. Let's give him that instead. That feels a bit more effective to me. Let's turn off auto. Let's check the town. Ooh, it's done. That'll be done in 30 seconds. We'll wait. Oh, nope. We just came from that way. Alright, and we'll reset what we're doing here. So... there we go. And let's keep moving. Pick up 1,000 shekels. The only thing is, yeah, Ring a Bell's a little faster than Idea. Mainly because I think they're closer in level. So, something I gotta consider, but I'm not, again, it's not a big deal. Let's now take a look. Tengu Yon, okay. Again, we'll do this too. That gives us access to some earth magic items, offensive items, if we so feel we need it. teleport stone. Pretty much ready to move on. And it took the long way around to do this. God damn, that's such a dead waste. And there's a bait wind. Miranda's special moves. Can you tell me a little more about Miranda's special move shop? Oh, sure. So there's a base special move for each different weapon type. Oh, it's by weapon type? Right, so you might have to try a bunch of different weapons and see what works. And you can shout whatever line you want while performing them. You'll have to think of something really amazing. One blow will be your last is an old favorite of mine. Yes, that's quite imposing. Yeah, but then what if they survive it? Don't you look like an idiot? But this will probably defeat you, maybe. That's not really better. Isn't that worse? Perhaps just gosh, it would be great if this defeats you. Not so much of a battle cry. I prepare for mild to severe discomfort, maybe. Okay, I do like that one, ring a bell. Those are all terrible. Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody murders your face. Let's go ahead and heal. And when I say heal, I mean heal even the MP at least a little bit. We have 10 ethers. That's good enough. Burned through more of those than I would have liked, but... Friend bot has been updated. And ethers are 1,000 a pop, so we probably burned more than we should have. But again, that's okay. We'll find more. Let's make a save, because, you know, saving's your friend. Yes, we're gonna continue. Of course we're gonna continue playing, jackass.
We actually found it here. Now, let's collect it and be quit of this place.
Oh, wait, we're not alone.
We're not alone. It's never that easy. As we now have a giant rage-induced dragon. Well, let's get started here. We're going to default. And really what we can open up with this battle, white magic-wise... protect. And strangely enough, he can do it too. Himself. And then we want to default. Ow. And again, we're going to put up protect on everybody, whether we want it or not. Because yeah, he's gonna hit really hard for a few rounds here. We just kind of gotta tough it out. I need to turn the speed down too. There we go. That way you guys can actually see what I'm doing. We are going to put it on 2 arrows because... No, we'll just put it on 1. Screw it. Try to keep it simple. Just go right for this jugular. That's still pretty good damage.
Full power!
Nice. Camel cure everyone. Go back to our usual default tactic here. He's really putting the hurt on. Ring a bell, but that's fine. He can handle it. He can handle himself currently, so. Alright, default. Piercing bolt. And a blizzard.
Enough!
Boom! Yeah, that's good damage. May as well. Nice. You know what? We're gonna take that risk with Tiz. Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. Totally made that worth it. Oh, and the dragon is down. So look at that. We got a couple good steals in there. And let's take a look. So it looks like 3 people will gain job levels. Nice. White magic level 3. I think Ring a Bell's the only one that's not going to gain a job level. And it puts him up pretty close. So that, again, that's why it's worth it right now, because we're about to learn the next tier of magic to level 3.
That was a surprise.
No one said anything about a monster! Did the old man know about this? If he knew and didn't tell us, he's awful! That would be lying! How could he put the Vestal in danger? Without her, who would perform the rites?
Be calm, Mary. Perhaps this was a trial of sorts. A test of my resolve and skill as Vestal. Regardless, we found what we came for. Let's return with the thread.
Blah, 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 blah. Alright, and mainly because I want Ring a Bell to kind of learn the rest of his skills, we're going to take the long way back. But I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. That's a personal choice. So I'm going to go ahead and take the long way back here to learn, again, his abilities, his skills, so to speak. And yeah, we'll meet back at the seamsters, the tailor Yolanda, because that's really what he is. I mean, come on, we'll meet back up there.
Ah, back in one piece, are you? Very impressive.
Then you did know! A word of warning might have helped you, old lech.
It's been so long since I set about crafting Vestal garb. I'd completely forgotten. I believe you are in a hurry? I'll begin straight away. All the haste in the world won't see it done before tomorrow. Make yourselves at home till then, hmm?
Agnes?
What's the matter? Trouble sleeping?
Sir, do you remember this pendant? I've treasured it like a good luck charm since I was a child. Ever since the day you gave it to me.
That brings me back. I remember it well, child. I'm pleased you've held on to it all this while.
It gives me strength. In dark times I would pray to it, talk to it, and the stone would lend me courage.
Keep it close and keep it safe. Someday it may serve you better still.
And the other girl? The one who was with me when last I was here. Do you remember her?
Oh, little Olivia.
Yes, she serves now as the Vestal of Water. Sir, have you heard anything of her? Is she safe? The world's oceans began to fester the same day the darkness took the wind crystal. It's the crystal of water that sustains the seas. I fear the same fate has struck the Temple of Water, or worse. I need to know if Olivia is safe, but I haven't the means or the time to seek her out.
I'm afraid I know no more than you. All I can say is that she's not come to this place.
I see.
Tell me, child, would you care to share what else is on your mind?
I'm uncertain. Until a few days ago, I lived a hermit's existence, sequestered in the temple, surrounded by acolytes. I knew nothing of the world outside, know nothing of it still. How can I be sure in the face of that ignorance? How can I know that the path I walk is the right one?
Recent years have seen the people's hearts and minds turn from the crystal orthodoxy. Its practices are all but forgotten. Yet even still, they regard the crystals and the Vestals who tend them with an innate reverence. Carry out your duty and keep faith, my child. Therein lies the path the Vestals show to all humanity.
But I'm still so weak. Compared to the Mother Vestal, I lack in everything. I could not stop the dark from swallowing up the crystal. I cost those women their lives. And all the world's people, kings and commoners alike, their eyes bore into me, whether in expectation or disappointment. The weight is crushing. My shoulders are not broad enough to bear the weight of it. The hopes and fears of an army of strangers I've never so much as seen before. They frighten me. I am unfit to show them the way forward. I barely trust my legs to carry myself alone.
But they have. Despite the blame and fear, you fought this far for the world and its people. Your fight is a noble one, just and right, and beyond any reproach. But now the time has come to set others upon that path, guide them to follow in your steps. Just as the Vestals have ever drawn upon the crystal's light to illuminate the way forward for all mankind, so must you. Words are powerful things, my child. The Vestal's words doubly so. They are a force capable of driving man to action, of sustaining him in times of need. You've walked your path for humanity's sake. Your love of this world has been your fuel. Now let your words be theirs. Share your path with them. They'll decide for themselves whether to follow or not. The world will choose as it may. But if you open your heart and point the way, you'll ignite a spark of hope within the hearts of countless men and women.
Hope? You sound like Tis.
Oh, already begun lighting those sparks, have you? You'll reach them, child. Speak, and your words will find a home.
Then I had best choose them wisely.
Oh, you look marvelous!
I knew it. You're every bit the wonder I imagined.
It really suits you, Agnes.
Whether it suits me or not is of little importance. These vestments are a tool, and their purpose strictly ritual. But thank you.
Whew. A night's work feels like 7 at my age.
I thank you for your sacrifice, Sage. Your efforts will see the winds return.
Oh? If you really cared to thank me, you'd plant a kiss on my cheek.
Oh, you're shameless!
Is that another tradition surrounding the creation of the Vestalgar?
No! It's the sad fantasy of a lecherous little toad!
What? Unacceptable!
I do love a girl with a firm touch. Come back anytime you've need of me. I'll do all I'm able.
Thank you, Sage.
Now, back to the temple. The air's grown even more stagnant. It feels almost malicious.
I might be sick.
Wait, something's here.
No! A monster's taken hold of the crystal!
Orthros!
The beast from the scriptures? Bringer of doom.
Now what?
It stands between us and the crystal's awakening.
Then I don't suppose we've much choice. long has that thing been inside the crystal?
The details can wait. First comes the rite of awakening.
You know, it doesn't help when I realize that I've muted my mic for this period of time. For anybody wondering what the hell happened, my mic's been muted. Probably for the better.
Get ready.
Right.
Oh.
I'm ready, Eri.
Then let's review how the
Yeah,
rite
that battle was
works one last
definitely
time.
not
I'm to
going
focus my
well,
prayers
but
on the crystal.
again,
Yes?
Right.
the strategy I should have probably gone with was just kill the head off first. But you know me, guys, I like to do everything the hard way.
Stop there. Keep praying. If you excite the crystal to just short of the breaking point, then release that energy all at once, its effects will spread far and wide. There are a
You
few
don't
important
say.
things to remember, though. First, you are not to stop until I say. The flow of energy into the crystal could reverse. At its worst, that could be fatal. Second, once I give the signal, you have to stop immediately. Any further, and this time it'll be the crystal that breaks.
I understand.
Last, everyone needs to keep their distance and stay absolutely silent. The rite places a huge burden on the Vestal, physically and mentally. But even if she seems to be in pain, you can't come near her or the crystal, no matter what.
What do you mean a huge burden? Is there any danger to Agnes?
There's nothing to worry about. I'll be right here watching to make sure of that. Now, everyone but Anya, step back. All ready to begin?
Ready.
Sure. Okay, so now we have to go through this. As there we go. Yay.
Is it done? Not yet! Just a little longer!
Come on, come on.
Keep going!
By the power of motherfucking Grayskull!
You can do this!
That's the fastest I can do this right now.
Stop! That's it!
I did one more for good luck.
Did it work?
The Rite of Awakening was a great success! You were amazing, Agnes! I never dreamed it'd go this well!
Oh, good. Now the wind should return.
That was supposed to happen then? My heart nearly stopped. I thought something had gone wrong and the whole thing was exploding.
I'll bet they saw that flash from Anshine.
That light. I feel as if I've seen that light before.
Your memories return?
No, just I can't see it clearly. But I remember a hand reaching out through the light. A woman's hand.
There he goes again.
Blah, 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 blah. We saved the day. Hey, yay, hey, hooray.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Oh, look, look! One of the gems on my brooch is shining! That's proof of the wind crystal's release!
Then the entire brooch will look like that? Once we've finished with all 4 crystals?
That's right! Only 3 to
There's a
go.
lot of length to this game, considering we've unlocked
Times.
one of
Well,
4
for now, let's
crystals,
head back to
and we're
town.
10 hours
The
in.
wind should be returning, right?
And the game's only going to get harder, so, you know. And our supportability cost limit has increased by 1. So, yay for that. Proof, not promises. The wind ought now return. I'm sure the people of Anshan will be happy. Yes, with the wind return, the kingdom can go back to its former peaceful ways. Let's hurry back and report. I want to see that lousy king squirm. I'm still mad at what he did to you before, Agnes. Mark my words, he's black as tar. Think he means his heart. You agree with me, don't you? You have to. Not all of us are so set on seeing the world in terms of black and white, Adia. Our task was to awaken the wind crystal, and so we have. It has nothing to do with making anyone squirm. Just watch, though. I bet he'll try to make everyone work just as hard, even with the wind back. What? But that's not... Still, it's better if we head him off before he gets the chance. Yeah, that's true. Head him off how? Step 1 is making it darned clear that it was Anyas that brought the wind back. And how do we do that? Talk is cheap. We show them proof. Huh. No, that is true. Talk is always usually pretty cheap. And truth, you know, trumps all things when you have it with you. And when you don't have it with you, you'll have to find better ways to handle it. So again, now these are starting to get into the 40-minute mark as well. So now is probably a good time to start fiddling with, you know, some of these lesser kind of ones to do here. As we'll make the rounds for sure. See, 13 and 18 minutes respectively. I'm pretty sure the ones over here will be similar or, as you can see here, less. To unlock more special moves and things like that. But yeah, and we've got some updates here as well. Again, summon your friends, we cleared that. Ablink, we can't, I don't think some of that we can't really do. Hunt for hidden items, we already did that, right? The SP menu, again, something we'll have to worry about later. Stop then strike. We haven't used the Bravely Second yet, which that's something that will come later, and then net invite friends, which we can't do. I don't think at all. So there's no point in worrying about that. And, well, we've come a long way. We still got a long ways to go. And some good news coming is that we are going to be getting and unlocking some new jobs. That, of course, is going to complicate us, you know, progressing through the game to a degree. Because now we got to play... catch up with some of that, but not in a bad way. I mean, if we look at our jobs currently, you know, Adia is almost to level 5 in her class. Tiz has some ways to go before he reaches level 5 Thief, where she, I believe, has reached level 5 Thief. There's a reason I'm putting some focus on this. And it has more to do with accessibility for characters later down the road of what jobs they're going to be picking up or what we can have them focus on. If we can get Tiz to level 5 Thief before we pick up the next set of jobs, that'll be good because we can put Adia and Tiz on the same job for what it's worth. And then they'll, you know, be working on those accordingly. Getting to the coveted 400 per level, there's no way there's going to be good job points for quite a while to achieve beyond level 6 for any class, which also means Monk is going to be falling behind. So we're going to need to catch Monk up at some point as well. As far as casters go, there's going to be a new casting job coming up, but like much with the merchant, we'll just divide up the job and then attach White Mage, Black Mage to each of them individually. And that'll keep that going as well. So with that said, thanks for stopping by, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff again. And thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys next time. And this time I'll try to remember not to freaking have my mic muted because I do it out of habit while I'm grinding levels and stuff. So and then unpause the recording so that way we can keep or rather I paused the recording, then unpaused or the recording software, then I unpaused it. I didn't turn the mic back on. So. You know how it goes. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.